Most men's decline is never a sudden collapse, but a silent slide. There are no earth-shaking upheavals, no unexpected blows, only settling for mediocrity through daily perfunctory efforts, giving up the struggle by escaping time and again, and unconsciously lowering all standards for themselves. From a high-spirited youth to a muddled mediocrity, from a strong man in control of his life to a weak man pushed around by life, this transformation hides in the details and lurks in habits. By the time you wake up to it, you are already deep in the mire. The following 7 signs may seem trivial, yet they are dangerous signals that you are slipping into low value. The corresponding corrective methods hold the key to regaining yourself and rebuilding your worth. Examine yourself carefully and face your problems head-on. Sign 1. Sticking to the comfort zone and refusing all growth. The first common flaw of low-value men is using stability as an excuse to avoid growth, fencing themselves in within the comfort zone and repeating a meaningless life day after day. They slack off at work, scroll through their phones and play games after work, stay up late into the night and sleep until noon. Weekends are always spent lying around and idling away. They fear challenges and dread change. When faced with new job opportunities, they always turn them down on the grounds of being afraid of not doing well. When confronted with things beyond their ability, their first reaction is never, "I'll try, but I can't." How to correct it? Set micro challenges for yourself, starting by stepping out of your smallest comfort zone. Spend 30 minutes each day learning a new skill, try something you've never done once a week, and set a goal each month that requires a little extra effort to achieve. There's no need to reach for the sky overnight. What matters is keeping yourself in a state of mild discomfort, for only in this state can you keep growing. At the same time, stay away from those who lie around all day and draw near to positive, hardworking people. The power of environment will push you out of your comfort zone and into the wider world. Sign 2. Evading problems and using procrastination to cover up cowardice. Life is never smooth sailing. There are always all kinds of problems, mistakes at work, conflicts in life, barriers in relationships, confusion in life choices. High-value men face problems head-on and solve them because they know problems do not disappear through avoidance. They only pile up and eventually become straws that break their backs. Low-value men, however, always respond to problems with escape and procrastination. How to correct it? Develop the habit of acting immediately. When facing problems, tell yourself, no matter how hard it is, I have to do it. Procrastinating will only make it worse. Break big problems into small tasks and start with the simplest and easiest parts. Once you begin, you will find the problem is not as terrifying as you imagined. Meanwhile, learn to face your inner self, admit your cowardice and fear, for only by confronting problems can you solve them. When you stop escaping and procrastinating and dare to face all challenges in life, you will find you already possess the power to control your life. Sign 3. Abandoning self-discipline and letting oneself become slovenly and undisciplined. Self-discipline is a man's most refined charm and an important measure of his worth. High-value men always know how to manage their bodies, time, and emotions. They keep exercising to stay in good shape. They plan their time rationally to keep life orderly. They control their emotions and stay calm when things happen. Low-value men, however, abandon all self-discipline through daily indulgence. How to correct it? Start by managing your body and form an exercise habit. Even just 20 minutes a day will bring dramatic changes to your physical and mental state if you persist. Start by planning your time. Make a daily to-do list. Prioritize tasks, reject procrastination and ineffective socializing, and make every minute count. Start by controlling your emotions. Take a deep breath when troubles arise. Learn to think from others' perspectives. Never vent negative feelings on others, and be the master of your emotions. Sign 4. Losing self-respect and habitually pleasing others. Self-respect is a man's bottom line and the cornerstone of his value. High-value men always know how to respect themselves. They have their own principles and boundaries. Never abandon their positions to cater to others. Never deliberately please others for approval, nor grovel for petty gains. Low-value men, however, lose self-respect in relationships and habitually please others. They always want to please everyone and fear offending anyone. When faced with unreasonable requests from others, they force themselves to agree even if they are extremely unwilling. How to correct it? Establish your own principles and boundaries, clearly defining what you can do, what you cannot do, who is worth associating with, and who should be kept away. Learn to bravely say no to unreasonable requests from others. There is no need to fear offending people, for those truly worth your company will never leave you because of your refusal. Meanwhile, learn to respect yourself and accept your imperfections. There is no need to change yourself to gain others' approval. Sign 5. Lacking a sense of responsibility and only shifting blame when things go wrong. A sense of responsibility is a man's most precious quality and a sign of his maturity. High-value men always know how to take responsibility for their choices, their actions, their families, and friends. They understand that as a man, they must have the courage to bear everything. Even if the road ahead is rough and the pressure is heavy, they will grit their teeth and persist without retreating. Low-value men, however, lack a sense of responsibility in life and only shift blame when things go wrong. How to correct it? Learn to face your failures and admit your mistakes, never blaming all problems on others. When things go wrong, first look for reasons within yourself. Reflect on where you did poorly and what needs improvement instead of shifting blame blindly. Meanwhile, take the initiative to shoulder your due responsibilities. Be responsible for your work and do every task earnestly. Be responsible for your family, spend more time with them, and shield them from hardships. Be responsible for your friends. Treat them sincerely and help each other. When you learn to take responsibility and face your failures bravely, you will find yourself gradually becoming a mature and reliable man. Sign 6. Indulging in the virtual world and disconnecting from real life. In this era of information explosion, mobile phones, computers, and games have become indispensable parts of our lives. Using these tools rationally can make life more convenient and fulfilling. But excessive indulgence will disconnect us from real life and gradually turn us into low-value people. Low-value men love to indulge in the virtual world, spending large amounts of time and energy scrolling short videos, playing games, and engaging in ambiguous chats. How to correct it? Set a time limit for electronic device use. Allocate fixed hours each day for scrolling phones and playing games, then put them down and do not let them take up too much of your time and energy. Step out more often. Connect with nature, meet and talk with friends, take part in various offline activities, and reintegrate into real life. Meanwhile, seek a sense of achievement in reality. Channel the passion and energy you spend in the virtual world into work and life. Strive hard and pursue your dreams. When you stop indulging in the virtual world and learn to embrace real life, you will find reality far more wonderful than the virtual. Sign 7. Ceasing to think and abandoning exploration and understanding of the world. This is the most fatal sign and the key reason most men unknowingly lose everything. Ceasing to think, abandoning exploration and understanding of the world, living in their own cognitive cocoon, being complacent and arrogant. High-value men always maintain curiosity about the world. They keep learning, thinking, and exploring to improve their cognitive level. They know the world is constantly changing, and only by continuous learning and thinking can they keep pace with the times and go further on the road of life. How to correct it? Develop the habit of reading and thinking. Set aside time each day to read books of various types. History, philosophy, literature, technology, and more. Reading broadens your horizons and elevates your cognitive level. Meanwhile, learn to think independently. Explore the world more, travel to different places, meet different people, and understand different cultures, enriching your life. In truth, the gap between high value and low value is never an insurmountable divide, nor is returning from low value to high value an unattainable goal. Most men slip into the abyss of low value, not because they are not smart enough or hardworking enough, but because they gradually lose their requirements for themselves and give up control of their life in day-to-day living. If you are now at a low point in life, troubled by these 7 signs, there is no need to feel anxious, confused, or give up on yourself. Start now. Face your problems. Begin with the smallest changes. Quit one bad habit, form one good habit, step out of your comfort zone, and confront problems head-on. Remember, it's never too late to start your life anew. As long as you never give up on yourself and strive with all your might to become a better version of you, you'll always have the chance to shed the label of being a man of little worth, to live the life you've always envisioned, and to grow into a valuable, charismatic man who holds the reins of his own life. From this moment on, bid farewell to aimlessness and self-abandonment. Let self-discipline be your sail, self-respect your oars, and responsibility your rudder. Forge ahead bravely on the ocean of life, and meet the stronger, more outstanding version of yourself.